again this week we are going to be talking about verbs, but we are going to be talking about verb tenses. So let's review from last week what a verb is. So we learned that a verb is an action, like an action word, or something someone or you can do. For example, jump, laugh, walk, talk, or read. Those are all action words because you can do all those words. So those are verbs. Now this week we're going to be focusing on verb tenses, and we're going to learn what that means. But the main verb tense we're going to work on and focus on is the present tense. So this is a wonderful discovery. We thought the time machine was lost. Would you like to know how it works? Verbs, which are actions, and helping verbs indicate tenses. And we're not going to worry about helping verbs yet, but just the verbs. So here is our time machine. The present is right now. So if you look at my little line here, the present is in the middle. That is right now. So do the actions. Kelly jumps in the puddle. So see the verb jumps. We add an S to it to show that it's happening now. Or Sarah runs around the track. Now runs is our verb, and it has an S on it to show that it's happening right now. It is present. Now sometimes verbs already happened in the past, and we're going to learn about that next week, but I'm just going to teach you a little bit about it now. If it already happened in the past, that comes before the present. Okay? And our next tense, we have three tenses. We have the past, the present, and we have the future. And the future means it must still happen. So it's going to happen. So if you can see, the past is first, then the present, and then the future. Today and throughout the week, we're focusing on the present. Okay? Now, here's some examples. Sarah walks. See how walk is my verb? But in order to show it's happening now, I have to add an S to it. Then we'll learn next week that if it's in the past, we'll put Sarah walked, and we're going to use the net of N, the ED, to show that it already happened in the past. And then the future, we will learn that we will put this keyword will in front of it. Sarah will walk, and that will show that she's going to do that. Okay, now we're going to watch a little video that reviews the tenses of verbs. And then we will get to our worksheet. Here it is.
My dog, I am walking my dog. I will walk my dog to the shops. I jumped so high, I am jumping so high. I will jump so high on the trampoline. The past is then, the present is now, the future is later. The past is then, the present is now, the future is later. I ate my lunch, I am eating my lunch. I will eat my lunch in the dinner later. I played the drums. I am playing the drums. I will play the drums because I love being noisy. I read my book. I am reading my book. I will read my book in the library. The past is then, the present is now, the future is later. The past is then, the present is now, the future is later. We always write in a tense. We're not living in tense. We always write in a tense. No, we're not living in tense. A tense tells us when the sentence happened. The past, present, future. The past is then, the present is now, the future is later. The past is then, the present is now, the future is later.
Okay, so we just reviewed what a tense is, and so I would like you to find your green grammar sheet for today. It should look like this, and it is page 56. So if you need to pause the video and go get your grammar page, please do that. Once you have your grammar page, would you please at the top write your name nice and neat up there? And then in the box, it says the tense of a verb tells when the action takes place. So we just learned that in Mrs. Murphy's lesson along with the little video. The tense is telling us, is it happening now? Did it already happen in the past? Or is it going to happen in the future? So our present tense, we're going to focus on today and throughout the week. There are 3 ways to do a present tense verb, and this is one of them. The present tense verbs tell about actions that happen now. Kelly jumps in a puddle. Now, jumps has an S added to the verb, so it happens now. So here's the trick. If there's one person, one noun, one subject, you have to add an S. However, if there's more than one, then you don't add an S at all. You just leave the verb the way that it is, okay? I also want to mention that there's another way to make a verb show that it's happening now, and that's by adding the king of ing. Sometimes you're going to add ing to the end of the verb to show that it's happening now, like jumping or swimming or hopping. So sometimes we do have to use the king of ing also. Okay, but today we're only going to focus on the S. So down below, Mrs. Murphy's going to help you with this section because it's our first day of grammar this week. So I'm going to help you with section A, but then B you'll do on your own. On section A, we're going to circle each, sorry, I'm trying to get this perfect size. There we go, kind of. Circle each present tense verb, then write the verb on the line. So if you look at number 1, it says, the boys look at the nighttime sky. Now think, who is the sentence about? It's about the boys. Now look here, boys is plural. There's already an S there. So your verb does not need to have an S because it wouldn't make sense to say the boys looks at the nighttime sky. That would not make sense. So if your noun or subject already has an S, guess what? You don't need an S on your verb. So Miss Murphy actually circled that. I don't want you to circle that. I want you to circle the verb, which is look. L-O-O-K. That is something you can do, and you can look like right now. Number 2 says, Phil sees a shooting star. Now, Mrs. Murphy wants to show you something. I'm going to put a 2 above the boys, because that means that there's like more than one. Okay? Now, on fill, there's only one fill. So look at our verb. What is Phil doing? Oh, he sees. Sees is my verb because that's what he's doing right now. He sees a shooting star. So sees is my present tense verb. And the reason why we have the S is because there's one fill. Number 3, the moonlight shines in the sky. Now, look for my noun, which is the moonlight. There's only one because there is no S after moonlight. It'd be moonlights. And we know there's only one moon. So our verb behind it, what is the moonlight doing? Oh, it shines. And shines has an S because there's only one moonlight. Okay, number 4. The stars sparkle at night. Now, my noun is the stars. Now, if you notice stars, it is plural. So I'm going to put a 2, which means that there's definitely more than one star in the sky. What are they doing? What is my verb? What are they doing right now? Oh, they sparkle. So sparkle does not need an S because it wouldn't make sense to say the stars sparkles at the night. All right. So all this week in grammar, we're going to be talking about present tense verbs and the different ways, the 3 main ways you can make a noun show that it's happening right now. By leaving it alone, by adding an S, or by adding the king of ing. When you're done with the tap, and if you need to pause this video to catch up, please do that. When you're done with the tap, you're going to go on to the bottom, and you are going to pick from the top. I guess it doesn't have to be from the top, but you need to write 2 sentences about the daytime sky, and you need to use present tense verbs. So I will do one example of the daytime sky. So let's not think about the nighttime. Let's think about the daytime. So in the daytime, I'm going to say the sky looks bright because the sun is up. So Mrs. Murphy would write on the line the sky, and there's one sky. That's my noun. That's my subject. The sky. Here's my one subject, one noun. Then my verb is looks. Now looks has to have an S because there's only one sky. The sky looks, I'm going to use the word bright because this has a long I spelled I-G-H. The sky looks bright, period. And I-G-H makes that long I sound. The sky looks bright. If you want to copy the sentence, you can, but I want you to make your own sentence using a present tense verb. So your verb is either going to be no S or an S. Okay? When you are done, make sure you keep this grammar page in a safe spot because you will have to hand it in so Mrs. Murphy can give you a grade.